Hey again, it's me, Nicole Mitchell. So we're going to continue this Living a Life in Fear series because it's something that's really relevant to me, and I think it's the case for a lot of people, and I think especially for women, especially today's video, because something I'm realizing about me living in fear is last week I talked about how one way I live in fear is by operating out of a binary mindset. There has to be a right answer or there's a wrong answer. There's no like gray, there's no in between, there's no neutral question. It's either right or wrong. And that's not always the case. Like that example I gave last week, like how many bath salt jars to choose, that's not a right or wrong answer. It just is. So don't freak out, don't lose your power over such a small decision. There are way bigger decisions in life to freak out about. That is not one of them. So that's one way I live from a place of fear, operate with a framework of fear, right or wrong. There's only so many right answers. Another way I live out this framework of fear is I live out of fear of what people are going to think of me. And it comes out in the most sideways of ways. Like I don't always catch it. And so it wasn't until Heather called me and called this out of me, like, hey, I think you're operating from a place where you just like freak out and give your power away instead of knowing that you can stand in your power, own it, and get what you want. You get to decide. It's your power, it's your voice, it's your decision. So it wasn't until that conversation that I realized, like, in the making of my new website, which I'm in love with, you guys. Have you checked it out? NicoleMitchell.com. You guys, I'll put the link below. It is so beautiful. Micah Murray knows how to do websites. So if you need website help, he is your man. I'll put his contact info below as well. But as he and I were working on my website, I floundered a lot about the content. Like, what should I write for my bio? What should my tagline be? Oh, what about this? Like, oh, like it felt so permanent. Like I'm paying him to put this up, and then once it's up, it's done forever, which is not true. But again, that's that black or white thinking. Like, once I publish this website, there's no going back, except you can change your website. It's not the end of the world, Nicole. But I noticed that I was even afraid to tell Micah what I wanted because I didn't want him to think I was opinionated. What the? I am paying him to make something that I want. The whole point is for me to have an opinion. The whole point is for me to tell him what I want so he can make it. Me floundering doesn't help anyone. And in fact, it makes his job harder because then he doesn't know what to design because I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's like, no, damn it. I know. So it wasn't until after that conversation with Heather about this framework of fear that I'm kind of operating from that I realized this. I didn't realize this until that moment. Like all the time I'd spent with Micah working on my website, I just felt frustrated that I couldn't articulate what I wanted. But upon reflection, I realized, no, I knew what I wanted, but I was scared to own it. And I was scared to speak it for fear of coming across as opinionated or bossy or whatever. And I think part of that is being a woman in this world, right? Where at least for me, like I feel like I've always felt this pressure to be quiet and submissive. So to stand up and declare, this is what I want, this is how it should look, please do it, is really hard for me. Even if I'm paying someone, even if I've hired someone to do that for me, it still surprised me how hard it was to give my opinion when this whole task revolved around me needing to have opinions. And so once I had that talk with Heather, I went back home and I pulled up a video I recorded when Glennon Doyle was in town this past fall. And it was this whole conversation. She did a 15-minute talk about women finding our voice and using our voice and not operating out of this black and white mindset, but out of a mindset of love and beauty and truth. So between my talk with Heather and this video with Glennon, I feel like I honed right in on that still small voice within me. And I was like, okay, I know what I want for my website now. I know. Because I went from trying to find what, I was asking Micah, my web designer, what do you think I should put on my website? That's not his job. I was asking John, what should I put on my website? It's not his website. Like I kept going to, again, this is part of like what my video on meditation was a couple weeks ago. Like I keep thinking the answer's out there, but dang it, it's right here. It's in me, especially if it's involving my own website. The answer isn't here. The answer is not out there. But it took someone to call that out and be like, hey, Nicole, I think you need to pause and be still and recognize the power is yours. You have a say. This is your life. This is your launch party. This is your website. What do you want? What do you want? And that radically, I don't know, opened my eyes, because I think I was afraid to really say what I really wanted because of what people might think about me. Who cares? I don't care. I'm realizing how much of my power I give away, how much time and energy I give away to what people might think of me. I can't, Nicole. I can't. We can't live like that. My life, I have too many beautiful things to do with my life to spend any of my time or energy on random people's thoughts about me. That's not even worth going down. I can't control it. I actually don't even know what they're thinking, so it's a completely made up conversation in my head. What a waste of my precious life. I want to be doing way cooler stuff with my time, myself, my energy, than making up fake conversations in my head. It's ridiculous. So be encouraged. All right? You have a voice. You have desires. You have opinions. And guess what? It's okay to share them. It's okay to share them. If you're blogging and you're scared to say what you really want to say, that's the whole point of blogging. It's for you to have your voice to say what you really want to say. If you have a YouTube channel so you can share your art or your creation or whatever with the world, but you're afraid, dang it, that's the whole point you created that YouTube channel, was for you to put out your work in the world because that's what you feel called to do and you're passionate about it. You can't care about what other people think, because at the end of the day, you go to bed with just yourself and you have to be able to make peace with yourself. And if you go to bed thinking, dang it, I didn't really post it, I really want to post it, that feels icky. Don't feel icky. Feel proud. Feel proud of your work. We're not going to waste our time on what people think of us. Let's be done with that. And as soon as our minds start going down that path, those fake conversations where we go, whoa, stop in there. I'm going to take all that creative energy towards fake conversations and channel that into the work I feel called to do. So if your work is writing, do it. If your work is music, do that. If your work is videos, do that. Take all that energy we just give away to people that don't need it, bring it back and channel it down the path of your creativity. And I am speaking to myself just as much as to anyone else. But this is like, I need this word, and so I'm hoping if I need this word that you might need this word, and I hope it blesses you, it strengthens you, and it empowers you to keep doing the work you feel called to do and not let anyone stop you. Let's do it, you guys. All right, bye.